Alright. So I know a lot of people are tired of working. The hippies back in the day used to talk about stopping commerce. And by back in the day, I mean as recently as, recently. I don't know why they stopped. Why did they stop stopping commerce? That's the real question. The thing is, you don't even need to stop commerce. If maybe 5%, 4% of the population stopped working, and they were the more, whatever, useful, vital, youthful people. So, like, teenagers and 20 somethings. If a small chunk of them dropped off the workforce on purpose, this is a public service announcement, by the way. All of a sudden, you would enter into the same negotiating position that they had hoped for by or with the concept of entirely stopping commerce. Everybody stopped buying stuff on the same day, but you don't have to do that. We don't even have to like flip the chessboard like they do in the meme. I'm just saying, even if you gradually just over the course of a few months we get enough people together, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and shit would go batshit crazy. They'd go completely AWOL. Especially if instead of trying to negotiate higher wages, we tried to negotiate the value of our dollar. Because the thing that people don't fundamentally understand about this minimum wage concept is that you don't need evidence to prove or disprove anything about the minimum wage. You can actually just do it experientially. So right now I'm in New Mexico. If I fill up my gas tank twice, because I have good mileage, I will arrive in California, where I just got back from. Yeah. In California, the food costs twice as much, and the wages are twice as high. Nobody's making the correlation. You can see it, but they're still in denial about it. So what is the fundamental nature of the problem? When you introduce more of something, when its value is fundamentally determined by the total amount of it, full stop. When you try to increase the amount of something that's value is determined by its amount, you are going to decrease its value. More money equals less money. The only reason the food costs twice as much is because they can price gauge. They can price gauge us because we're making twice as much money no matter the quality or the station in our workplace. Your position is irrelevant. You're making more money automatically. It's a minimum wage. Why doesn't anybody ever talk about a maximum wage? Why are people allowed to make $1 billion in a year? That's sick. They're never going to be able to use that. Not for anything constructive. They're very likely to develop a cocaine habit. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just shouldn't be allowed to fuck around with these massive sums of money. There you go. That's something we could all negotiate for. And I'm sorry if I sound a little bit abrasive talking about the minimum wage. But again, this isn't conservatism, it's not Republican. Just drive. Get in your car and go to the coast and see what happens. The wages go up and the prices go up. It's very difficult not to sound patronizing explaining this to people who don't understand it, because it's a simple concept. All these concepts are simple. Here's another one. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something. Um, I don't know where I put. Oh yeah, there you go. What is working in 2024 like? It's exactly, and I mean exactly, like smoking cigarettes. And for the purposes of this video, I am actually going to light this in front of the kid. I hope I moralize as many people as possible. You think that you can't stop smoking. Full stop. In fact, you can use your hands to put the cigarette down. So if we're all working for what's understood as fiat currency, we all understand that the United States dollar has essentially no value. Then we're doing fiat work. If we're working for money that doesn't exist, functionally, then we're doing work that doesn't exist, functionally. That means we're showing up to places, putting on uniforms, and then acting like actors, as if we need to be there performing certain tasks. In reality, it's the same thing as smoking cigarettes. You're telling yourself that your hands need to be doing a particular thing. That's all it is. That's all it is. Doesn't matter how many other people are doing it, bro. I don't care if everybody's doing it. That doesn't mean that they're smarter than you or something. Why would that imply that? Where is this written? Another good analogy, I think, would be a pileup on a highway. In a pileup, sometimes there's a proximal cause. Sometimes one guy fucks the whole thing up for everybody. But usually something goes wrong with multiple people. Multiple drivers run into a problem, and they have the wrong reactions to it roughly simultaneously. And then further, if we understand the concept of complicity, or using your conscious effort to engage in a system with other people, to engage in a behavior, whatever, an event, doesn't matter, trying to culture. You're trying to create a culture of working. Okay? And that's all it is, fundamentally. It's a hallucination. It's a where is the gun at scenario. Because ultimately we're all just pointing guns at each other. Okay? And at any point you could just put your gun down and show the other guy that he's about to shoot somebody who's not even armed. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't... I'm sorry, but this stuff actually doesn't register with me. It doesn't resonate anymore. I don't care what people think. Because, yeah, in a highway pileup, there's too many variables to be able to identify who caused the thing. It has to be more than one person's fault. Especially if the other victims in the accident aren't driving defensively enough. Then on some level they are also complicit. Right? This is a very rough analogy. This is very heavy-handed, but it's for a reason. And the reason behind this entire spiel is I'm trying to get people to notice that we have a lot of power. A lot of power, dude.